Welcome back to MPS Talks. My name is Matthew Joseph, and I'm the Director of Digital Learning, Informational Technology, and Innovation here in the Milford Public Schools. It has been great to be able to work with so many amazing educators here in Milford. And before coming to Milford, I served as a building principal for 10 years in Attleboro and in Natick. And most recently, in March, I completed my doctoral degree in educational leadership. So today, I wanted to focus on ways to be an effective educator. I took some of the ideas and strategies during my time as a principal in my research at Boston College and compiled 6 tips for you educators or aspiring educators out there. So the first thing I want you to think about is how will you impact your students? Think about that. Impact is the key word here. Having an impact on learning will increase the student retention and move that learning forward for your students. Think about your lessons. Think about them as a way to impact those learners and will center your planning and the learning, not as activities, but as learning experiences. Second, make sure to be passionate about what you are teaching. Students are smart, kids are smart. They will know if what you're teaching them excites you. So being passionate will bring your excitement level up and their engagement level up. So really be passionate about what you're planning and what you're delivering because it'll be authentic in your instruction. My third tip is to work smarter. Don't work harder. This means be efficient in your planning and instruction. It is way better to be efficient, not to be the hardest worker. You can't do it all as a teacher, so be efficient. And remember what I said at the beginning. How are you impacting your students? What is the impact that you're making? Cut away all those things that do not impact learning. That'll help you with your planning and your follow-through. Take pride in working smart by setting priorities and managing all of the external time wasters. One of the strategies that I use for increasing efficiency is to review my day. So maybe you can review your day and know how you spent your time while you were at school. With all that you have to do, and wow, teachers, you have a lot to do, make sure your time is spent on the right work and on your students. Next, we often hear about educators planning lessons. My tip is to design learning experiences, not lessons. Learning experiences will increase active learning in the classroom, and in turn, that will increase student retention. Today's learners want to be a part of the learning, not spoken to. So in designing that learning, and those learning experiences, become a storyteller. Students get captivated by good stories, and if you frame your lessons and design them as an adventure or a journey, your students will go with you on that journey and increase the motivation again. And when that happens, the learning and retention increases. So put yourself in the learner's shoes. If you're a student in your classroom, will you be able to be a part of the learning? You'll see what that lesson looks like from their lens. So create those learning experiences and see what you're teaching. Think about it. Would you want to be a part of the lesson you just planned? If not, my guess is your students would not either. So think about how you can turn that lesson into a learning experience. Finally, encourage learning and making mistakes. Get their hands dirty. Students learn by doing. They learn by trying. They learn by making mistakes and retrying. So do we. So why shouldn't our students have that same opportunity? We too often tell students what to think rather than teach them how to think. That is way more important. Allow students to discover and be part of the discovery of learning, and they will intrinsically become more motivated because their curiosity and their opportunity to try something new and solve a problem will increase instead of just repeating an answer back to you. So for our educators out there and our aspiring educators, a quick recap on some of the suggestions that really wanted to bring to you today and how to become a more effective educator is how will you impact your students? Think about that. Then, are you passionate about what you are teaching in each and every day? Because moving into that, make sure you're working smarter, not harder. Focus on the right work and what's going to make an impact. And by doing that, you're going to design learning experiences, not lessons. Put yourself in your learner's shoes. Would you want to be a student in your classroom? That will really frame how you plan your lessons. And finally, encourage learning, encourage mistakes, encourage trying new things, because your students will really embrace that culture of your classroom. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of MPS Talks. If you have any questions or ideas for further MPS Talks, please email me at mjoseph@milfordma.com, and please follow me on Twitter at @Milford_Tech. Thank you very much.